Peace, it's Brandon Ahmaud. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel, and if you're new, thank you for tuning in. I have some soursop leaf tea which helps with a good night's sleep, so right after this recording I'm going to bed. It's been a while and a lot has been going on. Recently I completed a 30-day juice fast and I feel amazing. I've been working on a small book about fasting which I hope to complete and have accessible before the summer fast. In addition, I've been collaborating with a few brands that I love and working on my website. Would like to give a shout out to my web designer Kara Patrick. If you're in need of a website, I'll leave our contact information in the description. It's looking like a good 2023 so far, which I think a lot of the projects you'll appreciate. About a month ago, I made a video stating that I stopped following Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide and that I would be doing my own thing. This does not mean that I'm eating whatever I want without any regard to my health, and judging from the comments, many of you understood that. To reiterate, what I meant was that I've learned all I can from the guide and I will continue to incorporate the things that have worked for me while being open to trying new things that still align with my current belief system. A small percentage of people who watched that video thought I went back to eating meat. Whenever I walk into a grocery store and I see fresh meat and fish laid out, nothing about that is appetizing to me. The smell of it alone is off-putting, and to keep it real, the sight of it reminds me of a funeral service. I just don't feel any connection or desire to eat it. When I see or smell them in a raw state, it creates a huge disconnection for me. In contrast, fresh fruits and vegetables are very appetizing to me. Holding a pear, soursop, watermelon makes my mouth water, and that's what I mean by following my intuition. You know, and I have nothing against people who eat meat and fish. Some people actually feel their body needs that as a protein source to thrive, and me personally, I've never felt that way. But Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide has taught me a lot. There's some things in there that will forever stick with me. It has taught me to always read the ingredients. Never in my life will I use a microwave, but I must say I give myself grace when it comes to seedless fruits. There are times when I bought oranges thinking they were seeded only to take them home and to find out they aren't. Back in the day I'd toss them, but now I take the L and still juice them. I don't beat myself up in those situations anymore, and I just try to do better on my next grocery trip. It's crazy how much seedless fruit is in our stores now, and it just goes to show you the importance of learning to grow your own produce. But anyways, back to the guide. It recommends to drink 1 gallon of spring water per day, but I don't drink anywhere near that amount. If we count herbal teas, I'd say I drink around 20 ounces at the most per day. My primary sources of hydration are homemade juices, coconut water, smoothies, herbal teas, and spring water with lime, in that order. Depending on my schedule and routine, I now consume anywhere from 40 to 100 ounces of liquids throughout the day. Drinking 1 gallon of spring water per day results into frequent bathroom trips and loss of essential nutrients. Although 1 gallon of spring water was helpful when I first started, it no longer suits me. For me, it's very important that I drink more than I eat. It's not only about what I eat, but how and when I eat. I've been practicing eating in rhythm to ensure that my body has enough time to break down and digest the food. Now I make sure my last meal is 4 hours prior to bedtime, so if I'm going to bed at 9:30, I want my last meal to be no later than 5:30. I also prioritize extended periods of fasting each season, ranging from 7 to 30 days. Here's a quick story. In 2017, I took my first trip to East Africa, specifically Rwanda. It was my first time traveling out the country since following Sebi's guide. Before the trip, I decided to fast for 5 days. I wanted to make sure that my health was top tier because I wasn't getting any, you know what I mean? They weren't required, so I was happy about that. Fasting allows your body to start on a blank slate. It allows you to point out the cause and effect, and that was important to me for traveling to a new place that's gonna have a new variety of food. Right off the bat when I reached, I noticed that the quality of air was nice. The mangoes, bananas, tried some passion fruit. All the fruit that I've tried in East Africa compared to here tasted much more wholesome. I don't know, it felt more fulfilling. I tried many plant-based dishes, and one of my favorite dishes was served at this Habesha Ethiopian restaurant. It was injera, and it had different plant food toppings, including a mix of cabbage, mustard, greens, cassava, a few other things that I'm not too certain about, but everything tasted amazing. During my trip, I came to realize that they do not use preservatives in their food preparation. You know, when you eat something here in the States, it takes a while to digest. You know, it might be days before you use the bathroom for some of these foods, but you travel out the country and you realize that nah, it's not like that. It was depressing to return to the US with that lower quality of air, lower quality of food, and fast-paced way of life. You know, I'm very thankful for that trip because that's what opened my eyes wider and expanded my mind on how I can further enhance and maintain my health. That's when I realized that it's not just about the food that you eat, but the environment that you're in. And at the time, it helped me understand why Sebi and his wives were so strict with the guide. I believe the guide was constructed based on the foods available in America, not globally, but I could be wrong. Some of the fruits I do enjoy whenever I can find them in season: longan fruit, lychee, pomelo, jackfruit, baobab, passion fruit, Guinea, also known as Spanish lime. I'm also interested in trying the original cacao fruit. As for vegetables, I love mustard greens and jicama. I love eating hazelnuts. If you have been keeping up with my YouTube shorts or have been a long follower of my Instagram page, these are some things you probably already knew. To be honest, that trip to East Africa was when I stopped following the guide so faithfully. Being that it was my own journey and I was still taking time to listen to my body and keep track of the response I've been getting from it, I felt speaking on it then would have been too soon, as I was still coming to and understanding myself. For me, it takes years of research, and research I rely on is books, my peers, other people who have been notable in the field, and most importantly, self-study, how my body has responded to that information. I'm a big listener to my body, and I make sure I'm not delusional about it or in denial. I do occasionally eat out, but not often. There's an amazing vegan restaurant here in Pittsburgh that serves Trinidadian cuisine. They make a fire oyster mushroom burger. There's also an Indian restaurant not far from where I'm located. I've tried their vegan dish, the mushroom masala, which is really good. If interested, I can share content on those trips whenever I do make them. Again, it's not often, so don't count on it, but let me know in the comments. But yeah, my new eating habits focus solely around staying hydrated, eating in rhythm, and fasting periodically each season. I will be posting more information on this and how it has helped me and how I believe it can benefit you. Do me a favor and subscribe to my website, as I'll be sharing a lot more information in the form of blog posts on there. I also have the coaching program and book on fasting. Those projects will be on the website, hoping to get them done soon. But please subscribe to the website. That way you will be notified when those projects are complete and finished. Until next time, peace, God.